Yeah, I would not look at the overnight markets. Overnight markets are not really liquid or real. I mean, 10,000 shares does not. Nobody, I'll tell you this, nobody on Wall Street is trading overnight market. Well, we'll see when it happens. I mean, a lot of these things have a method of getting canceled at the last minute. But we'll see if we'll get overnight. No, I mean, I think overnight is fine for small positions. I mean, swaps are around the clock, right? You know, swaps never end. Yeah, inflation tells you I'm not even locked in yet. I'm preparing for lock-in. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I have to make a pull request. MMA funding cut. Uh-oh. Market's down 35 bips. People are complaining. Jesus Christ, we need a good old-fashioned bear market. Get some people used to losses. This inflation? I might go long a tiny bit of PGen just to, sometimes I hate Git. Yeah, I added a couple of NVIDIA suppliers, Light, Coherent, FN. How am I supposed to merge conflicts when I'm conflicting with myself? I'm not shorting Light. I almost want to buy Coherent. I got my own branches. I got my own commits. I know it's crazy. Advanced enterprise software. We got CI/CD and a whole review. I don't do that. I click the override button. Prod goes down. It's your fault. Unit tests. I'm a unit. That's the test. I'm a whole unit. What test? I passed the test. Unit test. Unit. Yeah, I'm a debug. What's going on out there? 𝗟𝗏𝗘 up 30%. Tilray down 10%. Open Door down 5%. All the trash is down. NVIDIA's down 1%. Intuitive Machines did a deal last night I saw on the tape, down 12%. Apple is up slightly. Pfizer's down 1%. Big Bear, piece of crap, is down 2%. JD down a little bit. So is Tesla and Intel. These are the most traded. AMD's down 2%. Rigetti is down 3%. Soundhound's down a little bit. We want to short some Soundhound as well up in here. Hood is down a little bit as well. Palantir's now trading more, down 1%. Gainers, if there are any, Newegg just on a crazy run up to 114. Who wants to short some? Mesoblast's up 3%. Who else is trading? Bausch. PagerDuty's up a little. Unicure's up a little. Ibotta down 30%. Small cap. Coherent, as we mentioned, slightly disappointing earnings, down 22%. Tapestry down 16%. Bumble down 16%. Schrodinger down 13%. Advanced Auto Parts down 12%. Nice down 8%. Who else is trading out here? Arrowhead down 8% as Sarepta sells their stock back to them. Yeah, that CipherTux post was mostly sizzle, no steak. All right, NVIDIA's the most value traded, moved about $1.5 billion, long with Tesla, both down slightly. Apple and Amazon up on around $1 billion each. Amazon up 2%. AMD down 2%, Palantir down. Strategy down 3%. 𝗟𝗏𝗘 really trading like crazy. Not sure what the news is there. Meta down a little bit, Coinbase down. Microsoft up fractionally, as is UNH. We're going to study UNH, think about making a comeback trade there, potentially buying those shares. Lilly down slightly. Robinhood, Cisco. D-Wave, though, is still a monster at $18. Really unbelievable. QUBT also starting to run out of gas. That stock looks like it's probably going to crash faster than the others. It's also much faker than the others. I mean, they really don't have a lot going on. So may want to short more QUBT just as it's sort of a scam of a company. Add to that. I'm drinking milk that's spoiled and rotten. Delicious. Yeah, PGen sounds interesting. I might take a very small long. Let me do that now. Sometimes you want to buy a very small amount just to watch it, if that makes sense. It's like to have it so that I have to watch it kind of thing. Yeah, I wish Schwab would give me more leverage. Up 30% here, like 1% position, not even. Market's only down 24 bips. It may feel worse than that, but that's it. The year's down 7%. Yeah, I'm sure the FDA may say no. The FDA said yes, I think the stock would be 3-4x, so. Okay. I had the fantastic opportunity to sit down with Jim Cramer, talk all things D-Wave. We covered a lot of ground. Thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, oh boy. Yeah, I want to look at ASTS and just short that stock. I just have a feeling. Coreweave down another 5%. For big short aTyr, only down a slight amount. SPY's hanging in. I did a small dive in MGTX once. I bet you IonQ goes below 40, but we'll see. Okay, finally passed CI. Can't believe they wanted my software to work before pushing it. It's crazy. I have potentially have a new, really cool new system coming out, and I have to measure the throughput, but it would cost me, it would be like super premium system. So let me do the math a little bit. If it would cost me, it's one H100 is $2 an hour, right? So it's $1,440 for one H100 for 1 month. And let's say that system can serve end users. Yeah, it's a Quant type thing. It's almost ready. It does not run on Quantum, unfortunately. D-Wave cannot help us. It's no big deal in the refund. I mean, sometimes you can't ask the cloud company to pay for your incompetence. Let's say the service costs us $1,400 a month to run. And the question is, how many users does that scale to? So let's say that scales to, I don't know, that could serve 10 users, right? So our cost is $144 a month. How do we let people use that? What would you say? Charge $500 a month, $1,000 a month? But what do we do in godel? Because it's like a super premium, expensive feature. Price of the brick going up. I like that. See, that's my language. Now you're talking my language. Price of the brick going up. Simple as that. Well, that's the thing, Ronka. I mean, it may deliver value for you. It may not. So you have to decide whether it's worth it. And I think the problem with most of these types of software, like Bloomberg included, is you don't have the option of saying, you know what? I hate Bloomberg's options platform. It sucks. I'm never going to use that. I use LiveVol. And I want you to deduct $300 from my Bloomberg a month. So instead of $3,000, it's say $2,700. And I'm going to use that money to pay LiveVol. You can't do that. You can't say, you know what, half of Bloomberg is bonds. I'll take half of Bloomberg. Give it to me for $1,500 a month, because the other half is, I'm not using it. You can't say, I just want to use it for Messenger. That's like 10% of the app, right? Like, it needs to have for $300 a month. So it's still a very, very rough thing. And so the question is, can you give people, a separate module that they just have to upgrade for? I think it's the best way. You make it a separate program too. It kind of defeats the purpose of having a broad system. Pricing on compute is a similar thing. But yeah, I mean, H100 is only so expensive. Like I said, it's $1,000 a month. Yeah. I mean, that's the other option, is we just raise the price so that it's an institutional only product, and just take it out of the paid plan. I don't want three pricing tiers. Ultra Pro. Oh no, you have Ultra Pro package. You need Ultra Pro Diamond Gold package. No. You need the Ultra Pro Diamond Plus. An ETH treasury by who? So yeah, best way to, there's a few ways to track China, but the Hang Seng is probably the most popular. But there's also Shanghai and Shenzhen composite indexes. So you can definitely track those. Let's see, dollar adjusted or not. Shanghai is up 11. Shenzhen's up, sorry to call it 10. Shenzhen's up 16. Hang Seng's up 30. So a little bit different there. Mainland is not the same. And then Nikkei is very different based on whether you do local currency or not. Korea is up gigantic. Kosdaq is up like 25, and Kospi is up like 40. You're asking if Teal and Palantir are a CIA asset. What you should be asking, is the CIA a Teal and Palantir asset? I don't understand what Bitmine even is. An ETH treasury, so it buys Ethereum? Why? That's just called a closed-end fund. Isn't that what a closed-end fund, or it's like an ETF? You can't redeem from it, right? So yeah, it sounds like just a fund, right? It's an investment company. It doesn't have a business other than buying a security. That's an investment company. You can't use leverage. It has to be half in other things. Like there's a lot of rules. SPYs are only down 10 basis points. Market's barely down. Don't get it twisted. All right, I'm gonna merge this. The site goes down, it's my fault. Crystal Pie? Oh, I didn't know Crystal Pie was public. I can look at Crystal Pie. These guys were public in China? Was it like a Chinese company to begin with? This is 2228HK. I know how to use our chart system. Oh, these guys went public. Sorry, my bad. Okay, yeah, it's a new IPO in Hong Kong, that's why. We need 1 week intervals. I honestly hate these charts. I switched to 1 hour, nothing happened. But 1 day works. It's their daily resolution, right? Yeah. Okay, so Crystal Pie's only been public for a year. Why is this interesting? Let me put this in my biotech sheet as well. So yeah, you guys, it's not hard to trade Hong Kong. It's actually like fairly friendly market, and you can find a lot of alpha there if you're struggling with US stocks. Sometimes investor relationship, 39 drug projects, positive profit alert. Well, here's the shares outstanding. So 1.9 billion shares outstanding. So 1929429,123 times 8.18. That is 15 billion HKD. So now we get to HKD, USD. There we go. Or USD, HKD is better. And that's 7.8. So we divide by 7.8346. And it's a 2 billion market cap. That seems like unattractive. Possibly even a short. Positive profit alert. Welcome to China. It's a positive profit alert.
China.
Yes. Yeah, I would short this thing. They have cash. They have 400 in cash, but that's not much compared to 2 billion cap. You buy. Well, thank you for adding that. I'm going to put it on my small cap biotech list here. Let's see if this works. It's a new feature, 2228. I said 2228. Okay, may need a little dusting off. Let me see, let me take out, which one do I want to take out? VPMC got acquired, so I might as well take that out. Maybe I have to refresh. Oh yeah, I probably just haven't refreshed. You got to refresh a lot in Godel. Well, you got to refresh at least once a day, I recommend. So there it is, 2228, Crystal Pie, added it. It's on my monitor now, nice. I'm gonna do that for some of the rest of this is my large cap biopharma. So I'm gonna do, let's see, Roche. And I can just type Roche, or I can type in the ticker. The right ticker for me is ROG. In Switzerland, this is the correct, like on the Swiss Vertex. But then this is another good one. But you want the Geisenstein shares. Then you have Novartis, same thing in Switzerland. I'm gonna add Takeda. Okay, AstraZeneca, both the US and the London. Although that London price doesn't look right. Is that probably not including the 100 adjustment? In London, the stocks trade on pence. It's like the price is right, but it's GBP, and you have to multiply by 100. So there's a lot of these idiosyncrasies in trading, some of these. Okay, now Novo Nordisk in the US and Novo Nordisk in Copenhagen. I used to have Sarepta on my large cap biotech list. Yeah, no more. Put that in mid cap now. The exchanges, depending on the exchange, they need to know who you are. You have to fill out a form that explains who you are. ETH solves nothing.
I'm here in Australia in the background. That sounds exciting. I'm gonna trade in Australia. You're gonna talk to Macquarie. I got a short Summit, man. That's gotta be a 0.
I need a biotech analyst full-time, New York City. Pays poorly, but you will learn from the best. Many who have trained with me have gone on to stardom. It pays okay. But you basically gonna be living with me. No girlfriends allowed. I'm your girlfriend now. You're gonna sign a contract that says you're not gonna be in a relationship while you work here. If I find out you got a girlfriend, it's over. I'm outside your house in a ski mask. Who's that? Like, why are you with my man? Lord, why do you keep doing this? Get back to work. Is that what's gonna make you a billionaire? Dates? That's gonna help you? You got a date with VS Code. Let's go. Get back on that machine. You're talking about a date again. The only date you'll have is a pink slip. You can get a girlfriend after we sell the company for billions of dollars, and you'll thank me. Thank me later. Man, I used to try to short DJT like every day. It's come down a lot. Remember when it was in the 30s? We used to short it. Gosh, that was rough. QUBT has more revenue than Godel. Let's go. As our revenue goes up, this becomes more and more fun. I think like 75% squeege. Yeah, we'll do an API at some point. You know, if you've ever used Bloomberg's API, basically any time you try to do something with it, they call you up and they're like, so, I see you're using our API. We want you to pay us more.
Okay, I'm gonna try the H100s now. Bloomberg just basically,
they don't want you using the terminal to extract lots of data. If you're trying to do that, they're like, hey, so what are you doing over there? You're like, I'm doing my job. They're like, yeah, but here's the thing. If you want to use it like that, you're going to have to pay us a little extra. Yeah, they want to make sure that you're not redistributing it for sure. Well, you got to pay the extra fee. Oh, you thought this was expensive to begin with. You're just getting started. Bloomberg's pricing is actually not nuts in a sense that, you know, some people think it's a premium tool, but most of the quants don't use it. No PE uses it. Almost no VC uses it. Very few corporates use it. For a lot of users, there's a spectrum where for some users, Bloomberg is like you're graduating from something. But for other users, it's like a toy that is pathetic. Any quant would tell you that Bloomberg is powerless. It's useless.
yeah, the sarcoid.
Results from Kinevant are really eye-opening. I might write a follow-up on aTyr. Not too late to buy Sarepta, but it was really out of control when it was like low teens. It was just like, there's no way. But, you know, it's an emotional thing for a lot of people. They're just like, this company's lied to me so much. The situation's such a cluster. And then, you know, you realize that, look, man, everything's going to be normal in a few days. Just relax. People are like panicking. The sky's falling. They're little panikins. All right, bro, chill out. It's just a stock. It can't hurt you. It's only 4 letters, right? It's not the boogie monster. You live. And that's why you kind of want to rush into this, not rush, but like you at least want to think about buying in situations like that where people are screaming bloody murder. UNH could be one of them, right? UNH could be a good long. We're going to have to look into it really closely. But I have so many things to do. Like I said, I need help doing them. I don't have too much support here. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You know, I think there's something that for a lot of people speaks to them that, you know, if it drops, that you know, they get excited to potentially. I think Aquaman's doing his own thing. Up 32. Let's go. Regardless of MOA,
Do you know anything about drug development, regardless of MOA? Regardless. Yeah, I would say a 0% chance. Lightning struck this guy once. It's going to strike me too. You still haven't characterized the logical process here. Throw me a drug that doesn't have an MOA recognized, and I'll explain why this matters. Aspirin is not analogous because it comes from an era where we didn't even work that way. Yeah, lithium also. You have to look at a drug that was designed to do X, failed to do X, and then was later discovered to do Z. I'm not aware of any drug that was designed randomly and then randomly worked for a disease. I'm aware of drugs that were designed randomly and then later were found to be useful after the first time failed in something else. User, what would you say the chances of success are? 10%? 5%? A lot of drugs just don't have a mechanism at all, right? Because they're poorly designed. A lot of times when you design a drug, it's like designing a plane. It's hard to just throw the plane together and pray that it works. Drugs are deterministic. Now, you can find drugs from a long time ago that there's an unclear mechanism of action, but those drugs weren't designed with a specific disease in mind. And most of those drugs didn't work on their first shot. So that's kind of the logic there. I think we already know that it doesn't work. Well, like I said, what percentage chance do you think the drug has of working? 1. And then 2, this is a new test that you might not get an A in. I guess I would, on advice of counsel, I wouldn't answer if I were you either. Quant or quantum? Not much in either case. Something's going up in the portfolio, 33% now, almost. I mean, I thought the quarter wasn't that great, but this is a sloppy situation here. 5 days from 150 to 100. Just cut 30 by a third, basically. Oh, lockups up. That could be it. Yeah, the cash. They basically didn't collect any invoices in Q1. Which, look, if you're a big business, it's cool. It's not that big of a deal. It's just like, it'd have been really nice if you guys just got Microsoft or one of those guys to just pay a little bit, please. Satya, you got a bill there? Can you just please send us the money? So Q2 is going to be, this is as good of a price as you're going to get on terms of this $5 billion company and $1 million of revenue. Buy's now down 27 bips. Somebody got the message. I buy the chip, I plug in the chip, I rich. Let's go. The bear's gaining power. All record high for the account. You guys seen that? You guys seen that? We're gonna cross to a new territory, new digit. I think you have the statement a little wrong there. But like I said, what percentage chance do you think the drug has of working? It's just an opinion. You can have an opinion. Doesn't matter if you work for them or not. What percentage chance does the drug have of working? That is the question. We could talk about MOA. Yeah, I know it's 0%. I'm asking the bull. Okay, then why do you just give the answer? I can only conclude that your reticence means you have some conflict of interest. Okay, great. So what's the percentage chance in your mind? The stock market works that way, man. You go public, you gotta deal with the pros and cons. Why is it so hard for this guy to answer the question? Just give a number. It's literally any number is fine. 50%, 75, 25, 100. We've played this game many, many, many times. Amateurs and experts alike. I may say that this may be the only thing I'm really good at. Management, entrepreneurship, math, science, programming. This is kind of what I do. You can even do a probability distribution. Can you not reduce it to a number? Is it between 0 and 100? Why not? It's absurd. Is it better than a coin flip? You give a range.